Jesus prayed in the garden. Jesus and his disciples celebrated this special feast called the Passover. After the Passover feast, the disciples went out with Jesus to a garden called Gethsemane. Jesus asked his disciples to stay awake and wait for him while he went further to pray. Jesus prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not as I will, but as you will." When he came back to his disciples, he found them sleeping. He asked them again to stay awake and pray, but his disciples kept falling asleep. This happened 3 times. Soon Judas arrived with soldiers who arrested Jesus. Jesus was taken to unfair trials. He was beaten and mocked.
Hey families, we find ourselves today looking at some of the last moments that Jesus had on earth before he faced his death on the cross. So when we look at kind of where this story fits in, we find that Jesus had spent the evening with his disciples celebrating the Passover, and now he's going out to the Garden of Gethsemane to spend some time in prayer. You see, Jesus is facing a really difficult thing in life. He's looking at his life and he knows what's going to happen. He knows that the cross is ahead of him. And he spent some time, like what we all should do when we're faced with difficult trouble, we should spend time in prayer. So that's what we do. When we see that God has put something difficult in front of us, when we see a big challenge in our life, we need to make sure that we take a little bit of time and focus that time on talking to God. Because it's God who gives us strength to overcome. It's God who answers the questions that we kind of ask, the big ones, like kind of, why is this happening to me? Well, God's the one with the wisdom. God's the one with the answers. And God is ultimately the one who can give us strength when we don't have the strength to take that next step. And that's what Jesus did. Jesus took time to talk to his Heavenly Father because he knew what was facing him just right around the corner.